Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host Gamer K, and it's time for the final video of July. And with this one, I'm going back to a video I did earlier this year, as I continue to go through all the types of the Pokemon world with my top 13s of each types. And this time, I don't have any big...
Okay, what is in here? Rocks? Oh no, this is my collection of fossil samples. So, rocks.
It just did a joke, didn't it? Well, to be fair, I did a joke of what somewhat revealing it, like I did in the last one, but I never did a joke in the video, so this is new for me. So yeah, the rock types. And no, I haven't made a big decision of how I do these. I just go to the big wheel, put all the types on it, spin them, and that's the list I will make next. And I'll do them when I do them. I still have two more lists that I've already finished, but I want to get through a couple more things. But for now, the rock types. Sturdy and strong, and usually the first obstacle we have to fight in terms of gym leaders. Think about it. Has there been a rock type gym leader that has been near the end of the leg of the game? Because we've had Brock, Roxanne, Rorik, Grant, and all of them have been somewhere near the start. It would be really cool if they had a rock type trainer, gym leader, or whatever we're choosing to call them now, near the end of the series, because I think it would be pretty cool. And I do like rock types. A lot of them are fun, geological explanations that are amazing of how you use the term earth. Rocks, stones, anything about them, make them sentient, make animals out of them. And they are, again, like I said, they're the powerhouses, and honestly, a lot of the bricks. Okay, that was a joke that I didn't need to do. But as much as I love them, I didn't say it for my dragon video, whereas being defeated by pixie dust, or literally themselves, same thing with the rock types. They are strong and sturdy, with the exception if you throw a blade of grass on them, soak them wet, literally use their earthly counterpart to defeat them, whack at them with a steel blade, or just go Bruce Lee on their ass and karate chop them. I know that wasn't a karate chop, but I'm just getting to the point. But here on my Gamer K's top 13 rock type Pokemon. And why top 13? Because as always, here in the Game Hub, only the odd can be number one. Okay. Not usually the best time of rock type Pokemon, and it's definitely not the best of the bunch, but it's definitely a cool design, and one of my favorites, Sudowoodo. You made a tree rock. Not gonna lie though, you know, what else can I say? You just made a rock look like a tree. No, I got no jokes or anything. That's literally what they did. And this is Gen 2. So, it looks cool. Its previous evolution, Bonsly, is pretty cute. And they never really did anything with it afterwards. Seriously, can people just make a list of Pokemon that are used once and practically forgotten about? Although I will agree that that the one ability, I think it's had Hard Head, I think it's called, where you can use attacks like Double Edge and Takedown, and it doesn't do recoil damage. Not gonna lie, it kind of makes it a little cooler. And again, its design is simplistic. Its typing, from what it looks like, is very obscure. But again, it's still really, really cool. But now we go on to a little bit better. How to make something so that's already intimidating look even more intimidating. Make it bulkier. Rhyperior. I was very, very confused when I first saw this Pokemon, because Rhydon and Rhyhorn were already powerhouses and personal favorites of mine. From just the rhino aesthetic to making it look like a kaiju with a drill horn, and then making it look extra armored. And it's, again, some people may not like the design, but personally, I like it. I like the really heavily bulky arms. Its whole the rock armor it looks like it has, the drill more being forefronted on its face instead of on the top. It's just a fully bulked menace, and it fully completes the trio. So, yeah, not a lot to say about Rhyperior. And again, I'm not going to have a lot to say about a lot of these rock types because I'm going to keep it very, very simple. And let's continue to the next one. Let me tell you a story. You just started your Diamond and Pearl playthrough. You were unaware of the Pokemon anime when it came out and didn't watch it first. You played the games. You spent all your time getting your favorite Pokemon, either Chimchar, Piplup, or Turtwig. And you head off to your first gym. You meet this lovable teacher, Roxanne, who surprisingly is a rock type leader, because nothing in her design says rock, which is very confusing because Pokemon gym leaders are like Ace Attorney villains. They are so obvious of what they are. And you beat a couple Geodudes, and then she brings out an Easter Island head Pokemon. That's literally what it is to me. Nosepass. It's sturdy, I guess. I mean, it's on this list because the design is very unique. It looks like someone just saw Squidward's house one too many times and decided to use the big nose aesthetic. Although I will admit, it's still good in battle. And then it evolves and it becomes an absolute frickin' laughingstock. So yeah, Nosepass, again, it's still on the list because I like its design. And the fact for a first gym battle, it's actually pretty intimidating. Plus, if it has Zap Cannon or Flash Cannon, and plus when the beams come out of the nose, I'm afraid of what happens when that thing sneezes. One of the best things I love about rock types are the fossil Pokemon. Oh, I missed them. I missed them. Because the last ones we got were in X and Y, for Christ's sake. And no, I'm not counting those cobbled together ones from Sword and Shield as fossils. I refuse to accept them. But to start off, my favorite fossils is one of the first intimidating ones in the anime and in the game. We have Aerodactyl. Oh my god, Aerodactyl. Oh, it was such a troll in the first season, and the first entry for it, and I love it. I love the design of having them making a pterodactyl look so ferocious and freaky. And they gave it a dragon-like head instead of the traditional bird-like head. Which, again, I love. I love the look of it. I love how sleek it is. The gray and purple color palette. It doesn't scream rock type. But it still has all the power of Earth while ruling the sky. And then they did the Mega Evolution for it, which, again, isn't the worst. But again, I don't like how a lot of these Pokemon are just forgotten about for the most part. And Aerodactyl deserves to return. Maybe give him a new evolution. Give all the, or just bring him back and give like a variant of some sort. Because this guy needs a new design. Because, again, not my favorite fossil, but the one that started my love of the fossil Pokemon. And yeah, I know Kabutops and Amistar were pretty cool, but do they match up with frickin' Aerodactyl? Not to me. The tradition of rock starts, great mid-evolution, and then you gotta trade in order to get the final evolution. So surprisingly, no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the newer version, which I am mad that I never got because I didn't have that many friends to trade Pokemon with. So, Gigalith. Yeah, I'm saving that one for another list because he deserves to be on that list a lot better, more. Gigalith, from the weird-looking Roggirola to Boulder, I knew it was coming and I still fucking said it. And then you trade this thing and it's a walking freaking gem monster. These are the things that D&D players come up with. But nonetheless, having fought a lot of them in game, Gigalith is surprisingly versatile. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's got a heck of a lot of firepower when it's, available to you. But again, I still like I do like the design for the most part, because it's not just like rocks on top of it. It still has those red gemstones coming off of it, and it's one eye kind of split into two first, and then it splits into this. Again, it's hard to decide, but I just like the design of it. It's got a bulky design. It actually walks on 4 legs instead of kind of being bipedal, which a lot of rock types tend to be. So it's more monstrous and less human-like, and that's what I like about it. And yeah, I know I'm going over these really, really quickly, but again, they're rocks. What more can I say? What's the next one going to be? A floating rock. Well, say what you want about Gen 3. They gave me a good pick, but in my case, I prefer the sun. So I'm going for Solrock. I love this thing's design. It's just a rock in the shape of a traditional sun. And I love the typing of rock and psychic. I love its design. I love it in the anime where it just spins on fire and it can just... It's just such a cool design. And yeah, I love Lunatone too. But again, for the most part, I prefer Solrock. I just design-wise, like it's not just a rock in the shape of the moon like Lunatone is. Again, I still love both of them, but at the same time, Solrock just has a little bit more punch to its design. I love the rock parts of it coming out of the sun, and they did all 8. They didn't just do 4 and call it a day. They didn't go cheap with it, which again, I do. So overall, typing is fun. Playing with them is having one on your team is fun. Design-wise, it's fun. Solrock takes a rock type and gives it a little more oomph. And because of the psychic type pairing, the way it just floats around, good call. Because it would be pretty lame to have it just staying on the ground with a design like that. And now I'm going classic, ladies and gentlemen, with the first rock-type threat we ever face in Pokemon, having it be so threatening and intimidating. I'm talking about our ground snake, Onix. Oh, Onix. It is such a classic. The multi-rocks in a snake form. overreacting to that. But nonetheless, Onix is definitely a home staple of rock-type Pokemon. And it just gets better. I mean, yes, its evolution changes up to a steel type and makes it even more badass, and it is even more badass. But Onix is just, again, it was that first threat that we get with Brock in the anime and in the original games. And it just, not only that, but having Bruno use a good number of them, even though he's a fighting type, doesn't really make sense. But again, even a muscular badass like Bruno knows the power of an Onix. Plus, one of my favorite gym leaders also uses it, Rourke. So, it's classic, it's a staple, and any Pokemon fan worth their salt knows that of rock types, Onix is an OG. We're going back into the fossil Pokemon, and this one, I waited years for the king of dinosaurs to get into Pokemon. And what did we have with it? You made the king of the dinosaurs a dragon. Really? Tyrantrum! And yes, I love Tyrant too. I love the small little body with his giant head, and then they transformed him. They evolves into this badass looking T-Rex. And you give him the dragon element. You could have botched this up so much, Game Freak. Pokemon Industries, you could have botched this up so freaking much, but you didn't. You gave us something amazing. Oh my God. The design alone, the color of this royal brown red with the crown look and the puffy collar he has just screams royalty among fossils. And the minute I got the game and I was given the choice, I would go for Tyrantrum every time, every day. And we haven't had a fossil since. And there's so many dinosaurs still to use. New game. I know you're an island theme, but dinosaurs roamed islands. So what are you waiting for? Well, there's nothing left to say, but in Pokemon we got... I'm the motherfucking T-Rex! I'm the motherfucking T-Rex! Odd that I'm putting this guy above the king of the dinosaurs. But this fossil has been with me since Ruby and Sapphire, and raising it when I first started playing them, it was challenging, but I still loved my little guy. And then when he evolved into an absolute badass, Armaldo, the bug rock type that is just so cool looking, a prehistoric bug with thingies. If you know where that's from, you're good. And having this scaly looking body, more, again, insect mixed with a dinosaur kind of. And it looks so badass. Armaldo was one of my heavy hitters when I was a kid playing Ruby and Sapphire. And he just became even more of a favorite as the games went on. It's been a good while since I played any of my games, but if they ever get the chance to bring him back, I'm all for it. From design to attacks to the ability to complete, even if your opponent tries to use a grass type against you because it's a rock type, bug moves, Fury Cutter with those, again, thingies, is just so badass to watch. I'm just so mad that he's not used that much in the anime as much, except with those prehistoric episodes and everything. I mean, come on, guys. Fossil Pokemon are a staple. Why not use them more? Okay. Cute looking rock monster turned into the rock variation of a cocoon what is the next progress step for that? Oh, how about a freaking kaiju looking monster? Yeah, Tyranitar. This thing just screams, get me the hell out of here before this thing destroys everything. What I love about Tyranitar is, again, not just its overall somewhat basic design, but having that really cool uniqueness to it. Having the olive green color palette with the really cool, like, somewhat limited monster look, is the evolution of a cute rock monster in Larvitar with the cocoon basic form of Pupitar, and then it turns into a goddamn Godzilla. Nothing more I can say about this. Tyranitar is definitely one of my top tier rock types because of its design, its confusing evolution line, and then again, it's still got the badass power and monstrous look that I think a lot of fans kind of tend to overlook a good majority of the times. Plus, being the pseudo-legendary for Gen 2, are you freaking kidding me? And the fact that they had that storyline where Ash helps one get back to its home. Yeah, Pokemon just has a tendency to go round circles before they continue the actual story. Think of the Pokemon anime like a video game where instead of playing the main game, you spend 7% doing that and the rest of the time you're just doing side quests. Yeah, that's the easiest way to explain it. Okay, full disclosure, I never played Sun and Moon because I never got a Switch. Full disclosure. So, this entry is simply because the designs are cool. The designs are amazing. I'm mad that I could never play this game because they finally gave me a wolf that has 3 different forms. Lycanroc. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? The game that started with the Switch and that no one who doesn't have one can play it. You give out my favorite animal as a great rock Pokemon? Are you kidding me? So first I had to double check the form so I don't look like an idiot. We got the really, really basic midday form, which is this beautifully looking light brown wolf quadrupedal, really sleek and fast looking. And then we get the midnight form, which is honestly one I would definitely love. And also I think it's given the dark type, having a bipedal werewolf looking little monster and the cool hair that looks like a crescent moon kind of coming up from the head. It just looks threatening and intimidating, and I love it. And then we get the rare dusk form, which is an orange wolf with the cool spikes coming from it. And of course, Ash gets the rare one by some luck. Seriously, if I did have Lycanroc, it would definitely be the dusk form. I would evolve it at night, and I swear they did each form justice. One being a powerhouse, one being overall, and one being a speedster. Giving again, this is a personal bias because I love wolves. Wolves are my favorite animal. If you ironically can't see, they do the designs justice. They go well above and beyond of what they should have done. And I'm mad that I'll never ever get the chance to play with any of these Lycanrocs. Yeah. But otherwise, still amazing Pokemon. Really, really good concepts. And all I can say is they're beautifully designed and I love them. Yeah, like I wasn't going to do this list and not have one of my favorite legendary rocks on this list. It's sturdy. It's a powerhouse. It was used in the anime to in a fully done way that wasn't bullshit. And its owner is one of my favorite characters in the Pokemon anime. You know what? That's a list I should do one of these days. One of my top 13 anime characters of Pokemon. Cutting out the main characters, obviously. Regirock. This thing is so cool. So badass. And it's basic. It's basically just rocks cobbled together in looking like a golem. And it's got some of the most impressive power I've seen when I've used them in game. Design is so simplistic, but that's what I love. I don't need something super overly complicated and for people to say, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that's a rock type. I mean, it does have like one stone on it. See, that's what I want. I don't need convoluted designs to say what it is. And Regirock is a prime example of the Regi series being so straight out of what they are. And Regirock, again, being one of my first ones to play against when I played in the 3rd generation. And again, the fact that they used it in the anime in such a badass way, and having Brandon basically put both evil corrupted form Ash and Paul in their place with Regirock primarily, was definitely something I loved watching. And again, the design is super simple, but that just makes me love it even more. Badass and absolutely simplistic and powerful. But honestly, if Regirock, one of the pure symbols of rock, isn't my number one, that honor goes to, again, a personal bias and one I have loved since Gen 4. My first choice every single time whenever I find it, and my boy, I hit it. Our first gym fight in Gen 4. Another rock user. And this was, again, I love it in the anime as well, but this was before the anime and everything. So I played the games before. I watched them during and playing, but when I got the fossil and regenerated the Pokemon, it was so cute. And then its evolved form, I loved it even more. It's my favorite dinosaur. They put my favorite dinosaur. Oh my god. I might cry. I don't care. Craniados, and the number one spot on my list, Rampardos. Oh, Rampardos is my favorite fossil Pokemon of all time because it's just a badass design. The patchy Cephalosaurus with the spikes on its head and the cool navy blue chrome on its chrome dome that it sports, head bashing in everything it sees, having Zen Headbutt as a move as well, giving a psychic type move to and it's the thing is, a good majority of all the types on this list, a good majority of them are dual typing. Rampardos is pure rock. And I think it's the only one that is. Yeah, because every other one has a dual typing. With the originals, we got rock water, rock flying. Did we do one in the second? No, there weren't any fossils then. Then we got rock grass, rock bug, and then we got here rock steel and pure rock. And again, the Pachycephalosaurus is my favorite dinosaur of all time. It was just so unique looking, like having this creature literally using its head as a weapon. And it's also been used in Power Rangers numerous times with the Cephalozord and Dino Thunder and in the Super Sentais and the Sentai and Power Rangers that went before him with Dino Charge and Dino Fury. But the Dino Thunder Zord is my all-time favorite, and for good reason. And when Rampardos came out, I was livid. I was so livid. Oh, no, wait. Livid means bad. Means mad. Never mind. I was so excited. I'm mincing my words because, again, having a dinosaur that is not so well used in media for a majority of the time, and to have it be a badass rock type, I've used him all the way through the final of Diamond and Pearl, and he was in my winning team. Yeah, he was a rock type, but I gave him so many cool moves. Zen headbutt, sword stance, a couple rock tomb, a good number of and other attacks. And he really came through for me in the long run. And just, again, design alone made me love this Pokemon. Having him be our first fight with Cranidos in Diamond and Pearl made it even more badass. But again, Rampardos is my personal favorite dinosaur Pokemon and my personal favorite rock type. And honestly, I'll never change that. I'm a guy who usually changes his mind about a few things, but in this, my favorite dinosaur being my favorite rock type of all time. And that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining in. What are your favorite rock types? And what do you guys think of my ranking and my list? Let me know. Well, summertime's almost over, so I got to get ready for next month. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next time. What am I reviewing in August again? Okay, that music is never good. I remember now. Join me next month where I start off August to see how much these nobodies stack up against each other. This is Gamer K, logging out.